Hi everyone, thanks for watching. So, today I want to work on my sewers, like the title says. So, whoop. I've mostly been collecting some of the new furniture stuff. Not that we'll be using a lot of it today, but yeah. So I think I need to turn down the game sound a little bit. Yes, yeah. And you know, I'm a little bit chaotic, so if something catches my attention, I'll be adding it a little bit. So, why is the in-game sound so loud? No. So, yep, I'm not the most organized of people, obviously. Music. Yeah. So I've been working on this part of the town. I think it's pretty in a desolate, a little bit abandoned way. And yeah, I need to add a little bit of overgrowth to the well. It looks too clean. So let's try this. The plant clusters they added, they are really, really gorgeous. Oh, this looks like... Can I... Told you, I'm easily distracted. So... Let's raise it a little bit, because right now it's so that the plants aren't looking like they're growing in. Yeah, good. So... I need this to be smaller. And I want to add that this isn't something, mostly, at least it isn't usually, something I've built before and I'm now rebuilding for the stream. So I'm figuring things out live, which means I might be abandoning stuff I already built, or needing a lot of time to figure out what I'm doing. Or even if I want to be doing, because sometimes ideas don't translate into actively manageable and viable solutions on screen. I want this to look like they are growing into... the color doesn't quite fit. I wish they would give us the option of climbing ivy that is a little bit more olive colored and not this bluish green. This thing has, and I'm not complaining, it's still very pretty, but it stands out among the other greens, and that's not quite what I want. So, and then the grate should be a little bit concealed, and not as obviously use me. But still visible. Like this? Yeah, better. But now we're going into the sewer. So I hoped we would get the rectangular version of this round rock. We didn't. There's the new one from the silo, but unfortunately it's too small, even blown up to 200%. And yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed, but okay, let's show you what we got. It's not that complex. So, this is the main portion of the sewers. And this is where someday my rogue section will be. For now, I will build something that looks like a ramshackle old gate. And this will be a mushroom garden, a mushroom rock garden. It already looks nicer from this side. And this is the sort of ivy I want. Additionally to the ivy we already got. This one's stuck on the trellis, but an isolated version would be good. But for now, we'll conceal this gate a little bit. Need bushes. I want my ivy. And if you didn't notice, they changed the value of these lattice ivy. Before it was 3 slots, so the cost for them was 3 slots. And they reduced it to 1. some weeks ago, so it's not some super new development. I just thought I should know. And yeah, of course it would look nicer if I could make it stay smaller and use more of it. But I have to keep my eyes on my slot counter, so I'll have enough left to make all parts of my city look good. And while there are slots left, there's also a lot of stuff I want to do left, so yeah. So I won't be working on this part as much. I just wanted a little bit of foliage added, and now we'll do the sewers. So this machinery is supposed to look like a fresh air source, and so that the gas doesn't build up and gets dangerous, obviously. And I think I added a closet. Let's take a look. Floor plans. And the floor plans can look very confusing, with all the stuff sticking out and being halfway visible, and yeah. No, it's a cross shape. So I can add something, that's good. I don't have many slots left, but a closet is fairly cheap. It only costs 1 room. Thingy. Oops, sorry. So, closet. So, yeah. Let's work on this. So, put that away. This is the lowest part of the city, so it wouldn't make sense to make it look like it leads to some look up at the sky, so I won't cover this in carpets and then color it blue. That's what I first thought I would do. But then my inner OCD screamed at me and said, no. You're deep underground and have a cave nearby. It wouldn't make sense. Don't. So. What stitch tight? Okay. I want greenery. Yeah, like this. like it's an air shaft that leads upwards, and with everything I'll be putting in front, and maybe a light source that shines down. It should be convincing, or more convincing. So I just love these clusters. It would be nice if we could add a higher ceiling to the closets as well, but that option isn't available. No, low ceiling only. Okay. Light source. Generally, the light inside my house is supposed to be evening and a little bit muted and orange and late in the day, at least, if not evening. So it wouldn't make a lot of sense to add a strong beamy light, I think. Those are some of the new furniture items. And directed light would be good. So if I would go for middle of the day, I would probably just trying it out. So do something like this. See what I mean? Make it bigger. And then yeah. It's not too bad. Okay. Maybe. There was this one priest item that had a yellowy beam. The nether wall, yes. But it looks too much like sunlight, while this one looks like... Yeah, still too light. but light sources at night are more likely to be bluish, and yeah, so while this looks nice. Oh! Look at this. Look at this. So if I don't use the light directly, nice. Okay, yes. Yes. It's not going to be a main feature of this part of town. I just want it to look nice. Good. So now I either have to trust that... Okay. The question is, should I, when I add this, does it need a grate or something on the other side? So let's try it out. It doesn't make much logical sense that the blades sorry, the blades of the fan are disappearing into the ground. But I can't make it look like there's a hole. If I put a grate over this part, the blades still disappear into the grate instead of into the ground. Can I make it look like there's a hole in the ground? I'm probably overthinking this, but probably okay. Black hole in the ground where the blades would be. Let's try that one. So, the trusty colorable rock are stocked up on them. Look at this. Two of them should do it. I wish they had reduced the cost of this rock as well, because alongside the beams, it's one of the most used items. Those are kind of like the basic Lego stones of a build. So maybe no. And since those plants shouldn't be growing on the void, yeah, I need to. Okay. Better. Now there's this goblin great thingy. Yeah. Since I learned the word thing, I can name all items, stuff. That's how it goes. All culture. Don't know if it was goblin or gnome. It's usually one of the two, that is. Maybe make it bigger. And vegetation would peek through something like that. Plants are very insistent on being seen, normally. So, a little bit bigger. And maybe if I need some slots urgently, I could remove the ground cover. Or the dirt. Or maybe not. Yeah, this is good. So... Okay. No. Mm. Would it make sense? Yeah. Maybe I can reduce the size. Yes, better. It's still scraping along the beam. Okay. Make a little bit smaller. Yes. It's in the middle. Good. And one of the darker beams to edge in the void. I mean, it's not a very convincing void, but the blackness of the rock is certainly better than the floor. Oh. Check all. This one, or... This would match the wheel a little bit better. Yes, good. Now comes the exhausting part. Covering the floor in rugs, then color the rugs. And I thought it would be nice to have a drain-like structure here. That would be the same. Warte mal. Orcish, Fellblood. Okay. Should be Okay. This is the one I was talking about. I think it... Okay, I think they said it will be diable sometimes in the future. It's not now, unfortunately. Okay, rock. So, I think I might be able to remove one or two of these. But I should add one here. Yeah. Fiddly work. And technically, they should be plain and completely even on the underside. But the game doesn't seem to work that way. In German we have a phrase that is sei nicht päpstlicher wie der Papst, so don't be more Christian than the Pope. Don't be too critical. But I really don't like these edges. Either I have to be more precise, like this. Or Blizzard should allow more in-between steps with the elevation. So, because now I have this... Yeah. There it is again. The rock clipping through. And again, I either have to lower the rock, which would upset everything here in between, or... It doesn't make complete logical sense for a drain to be on higher elevation than the ground because you want water to flow into, also waste in this case, not water, flow into it, and water flows downwards, so it should be lower. But yeah, it's not what the game is giving us, so we have to work with what we got. So now for the fun part, coloring it. Da. Three. Don't be too impatient. Apply. Okay. Yeah. These small edges, yeah, they will drive me insane. Let's pretend they're sludge. Okay, so... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... So 11 or 12 carpets. That's about 30 to 33 slots. Not too bad. And now I'll try to cover the edges with garbage. The garbage does look a little bit like it's just sticking out of the sewers, so that's cool. That's what we want. And it should accumulate in places where the flow isn't as strong. So in corners and on choke points. So. And then it's not that bad if a little bit of the floor peeks through, because it looks like it's part of the garbage pile. Garbage pile here. Yes, good. And underneath here. I... And here. They aren't too expensive. 3 slots. That's not bad. And I can rotate them, so it looks less like the same item over and over again and more like some variation. And I'm still angry about this one. Yeah. More pile up here. So this one trash heap looks bigger than the others. Yep. I would love something that makes this look like the sludge is dripping down. But right now I can't think of anything. And I want one or two stepping stones because logically you don't want to run inside, yeah, the sewer. So these are the walkways. And to reach the other side, there should be steps, hopping stones or a bridge. Hopping stone. I tried the bridge and it looked awful. But there's this fence post. No. This one, maybe. Make it bigger. And it shouldn't obstruct the flow of the garbage too much, so... a little bit smaller. I want the edge of this one to show. So... let's go in live mode. Yeah, you can jump from one side to the other, so... just want it for the visuals. And this hole needs to be covered up. I have never looked at the underside of such a trash pile, so maybe do that now. Normally the first thing I do when I get a new item is look, how does it look? on the underside, and that's actually nice. This is really good. Really, really good. Oh, I love this. Yes, 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 yes. Mm. Good. Maybe more here? No. Flow, flow, flow. And maybe raise this as a barrier against the sludge. So it doesn't flow into this hole, and you have a barrier here. Which works. Good. I don't know if I want this electrical stuff to be visible. I like this better. Nice. Let's add the, for now, closed gateway to the rogue part of this town. I don't want to searching for the right word. It's not waste. Use, maybe? Use up, yeah. Use up. 120. Another 5 slots to build this. Okay. So. Don't want to have it in the middle. So. Yeah, that looks serviceable. Shouldn't open to this side. It looks like a little bit dirty and rusty, which is exactly what I want. Smaller. At first I thought I would add something here up here, but this isn't. But I think I like it better if this is just messily added to a fence stuff like, and not so much something that looks like a house. So, and I can, yeah. And it should look a little bit messy. So, yeah. Let's look. Before I started stream, I went and bought more trash piles. Still, this is my last one. They're about. Hey, kitty cat. Don't fight with your brother. My cat is. As one of my cats is trying to agonize the companion cat, and so if you hear screeching in the background, it's not serious to do that all the time. Okay, yes, so, and now to make it visibly visible that this is a part of town that's currently not in use. How to do this? 1 second, I have to lower the blinds. The morning sun is glaring on my screen. And I'm back. So, not quite. No. I just want to make sure that people feel that this is deliberately messy and not me not paying attention to even elevation. So I'll add another one. Down here in the sewers, nobody cares. Like this. Yeah. Should I do it this side? No, this is good. So. And normally I use a chain to cordon off some area. Maybe I should use... No. This instead. I'll remove it when I'm ready to work on this part of the town. Yes. Lower. Good. Make it stick under them. Yeah. Okay. And maybe the burning trash can will fit right in here. It was goblin. This one. Yeah. Maybe I should add another small platform here. Yeah, less awkward. Oh, my filters. Large. No. Maybe that isn't such a bad idea. It's sticking out, yes. Yeah. The nice thing about the resize option is that sometimes, not always, sometimes, 10% in size in either direction can make the difference between awkward and I need another one. Let's take a look how this turns out. Yeah. I don't want to fence in everything, but I guess it looks good to have something like a security railing here. And yeah, I have to do something about this. So, either a platform or ineffective. Sorry. No. Ah. It has no bottom on this side? Oops. That makes this more complicated. Okay. Yes. That works, I think. Yes, it's... Okay, there's now a barrier here. Yeah. So... Very strange. Very strange. Huh. Okay. Sometimes when things like this happen, you have to try it the other way around. And it works, or it doesn't. So... But I really want this look. No. So, the box for this item is obviously a little bit bigger than what is visible. Yet now it works. Okay. I would prefer the other way around. I think it looks better if this part, also the mechanical appliance part, is on this side. But I have to work with... This is how it works and not what looks best in this case. And I want this to be... Yeah, so... Works. I wish we had another option, more options in general for the ceilings, but maybe they'll add it later on. So, a railing for this. Yes. This clearly needs a security railing. And I think I'll go to the 110 I had further back. There's no visible, sorry, my English sucks today. Visible comparison. They're too far apart, but I wanted to stay consistent. Or it's my OCD speaking. That's the other option. So... And... yeah. What I wanted here is... I think it will look good. It might look horrible, so let's try it out. So... It's bent a little bit out of shape, which I like. So... Yes! Maybe make it a little bit... Good. And now, yeah. Then maybe... It's supposed to be gloomy. I won't add many lights. But some would be good. Maybe... something green and glowy down here. Huh. Corruption pit. The other option would be something orange. Not this. Reduce it in size. Yeah, I think that works. Maybe a little bit smaller so I can elevate it closer to the grate without it peeking through. There's something. Yeah. Now, can I still go upstairs? Yes, I can. Good. Good. Yeah. And maybe a chain would look good hanging here? Maybe? Don't know why it is hanging here, but yeah. Maybe I can hang a light source off it. I think that's a good idea. And do the same here? Yeah. The worst thing about this hanging fell steel, how do you pronounce this? Is the cost. They cost 5 slots, which isn't too shabby, and you can see how the count goes up. We're already near 3,000. Which, yeah, makes me whimper a little bit inside. Now, what kind of light would we expect in a sewer? Not the chandelier, that's... No. Something mechanical or... bioluminescence? Oh, those are gorgeous. Not for here, but aren't they pretty? Yeah, super pretty. Or fire. Torches. Torches are something mechanical. But since I use those above ground, I don't want to use them here. Ah! This might work if... One second. Can I tilt it in a way that... whoop. No, 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 no. Yeah. Sometimes grabbing the right lever is... more difficult. So... No. I think this looks different enough from the Undermine alleyway version. It looks a little bit more rugged, so it should work, and it's not a harsh glow. I would want to isolate this part, but maybe I can make it looks like something mechanical is added to the bottom. Where to put it? Either on this wall or on this beam. No, not on this beam. The light beam isn't visible so much from the front, which is strange. Yep, tricky. Hmm. Better. Mm. No. That might work. So... It looks strange to me if it sticks just out of the wall, so I want to create something that makes it look like there's a mechanical device inside the wall that sticks out and the light sticks out of that. If that makes sense? Hope it makes sense. So... yeah. Make this bigger? Yeah. Hmm. Okay, yes. That's okay. I still feel like I need more illumination down here. And yes, the idea of having something hang off the lamp is... This isn't too bad either. I don't want the street lamp as much, but I want the upper part. And maybe have the buttons on a side that's more accessible. Like this? Yes. Up. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. I don't mind if this part is gloomy. It's not supposed to be like high street and people running through here. So that's okay. One more light, something that's dangling from here. A lantern. Something that's not installed, but someone hung it up. That would make sense, wouldn't it? What is this? Nope. Nothing fancy. That's too fancy. No? No. It moves, which is something I like. That's an option. But I used it topside, so... If the handle... No, the bottom is too heavy looking. Oh. Too fancy. Too clumsy. Where did it go? Where did that thing go? God, I fear I've been kind of losing stuff inside walls and inside floors. And they're invisible and I can't retrieve them without... just... Yeah, and one that's hung up here, and that should do it. Hmm. No. better. No. There's this crane thing that might be used in a location like this to shovel around the garbage. Or to shove it out of the way, and I don't know if it makes sense that this thing is centered here. But I think... yeah. It was... oh, nice. To add some variety. Good. And it only cost 1 slot. Good. Now I know that these... make it smaller. And there should be a pile of something beneath it. And here? Okay. Yeah, so... no. Mm. I think I need... okay, this one doesn't need to be here. Yes, it does. Just needs to be a little bit more discreet. So. So I fear we're going to... because I need more here. I don't want to remove any of them and that... No. Ah. One second. Don't I have one other? Yeah, I think I have. So... Here. Because I don't think any viewer would want to watch me go to Undermine and buy something for, I don't know how long it would take. And there's treasure pile with a sword sticking out as well that I can use, I think. But first, treasure pile. Ha! It looks like this broken pipe is reaching a... That looks good. I mean, it's... I feel bad about praising myself. It's more like... Not meant like that, more like... Oh yeah, this works. Okay. So... Okay. And... There could be some lever, or... This one? Turbo Pro lever, yes. To operate the machine with, so... What else could I add down here? Crates, maybe? I don't want to overdo it. So I think it's pretty... finished, or... I might hang a second lamp up here. The second I find something that works. And I'm still kind of pissed about these ledges, but yeah. You can't have everything. Is it floating? It's floating. Ah. Yeah. See? Where did it go? We need an undo button. Where is the flamingo? I need a retriever undo button. Just wanted to stick one flamingo. Oh, come on. Where is it? And you know that this will bother me so much that I won't stop until I find the damn flamingo. Or buy another one. Haha. Okay, yes. Small crate here, and I think that's gonna be it. And then I'll go off stream and search for my flamingo. Damn it. Okay, crates. Something that isn't elegant, something rugged. Something that isn't going to be missed by anyone down here. And something that won't fall apart like a wicker basket or... Yes, good. I guess I will add more trash heaps. And maybe another chain. Yeah. This feels too empty. I know that there are stretches doesn't need to be emptier than the others to create some visible tension for the visitor. But I think one dangling big chain here. And there's still the question, what's the purpose of a dangling chain down here, but... There's also, workers need those chains to hang stuff on, when... I don't know that expression, when the tide is high. When the rubbish floats up to the ceiling, at the moment, of course, there's low tide. Stupid expression, but I think you know what I mean. So there's no need for security or something like that. But when you visit the Vienna sewers, there's always something for workers to secure a line, something so they don't get swept away when the situation gets dangerous. Oh god, I can't believe I'm talking about sewer security. That's crazy. Yes! Okay. But when you see something like that, that's what it's for. So, and another one on this side, and then we're really done. So, opala. 123. Now it's a little bit bigger, but I don't think there's some standardization for chains down here. And if I tilt it just a little bit. Like this. No, it needs to be smaller. So the spike goes into the beam. Now I need something to hold the chain to the wall on this side. Okay. Maybe I could use... Yeah, why not? I didn't like it that much on the beam. But like this, it has a purpose beyond providing some light. So... yeah. Okay. Let's make a screenshot. Now, of course, I'll... come on. I'll be down here fiddling with stuff and adjusting it and maybe changing something. Yeah, I'm already up trying to find small mistakes and so, but I don't think it would be as interesting to watch, so I hope you enjoyed the stream. It was one of my longer ones, I'm sorry. But yeah. thank you for watching, and have a good day, and maybe till next time.